Bam, chicka, wow, wow. Flatline Blades back at it like a jackrabbit. We got the E.D.Z. If you don't know, you're going to know. Even though I realize somebody did record this and it's got a lot of views. So, a couple people probably know. I guess the guy at Indiana Knives decided to make a knife, and he had Rayot, or not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let me back up. This is Best Tech Made. It is Best Tech Made. So it's an Indiana Knives exclusive. It's got his abbreviated, his initials are E.D.Z. And it kind of has a nice ring to it because, you know, E.D.C, E.D.Z, you know. This thing's cool and different. It's a button lock. It does not have studs. It does not have a flipper. Nor does it have a big flipper tab for a front flipper. What it does have is this cool, almost looks like, you know, a gear around the entire thing. And that makes it where you can come up top and grab it almost like you would a normal flipper and flip it out. It also means you can roll it like a normal front flipper. But since it's got the hole, you can grandpa open it with your thumb, and you can also sling that thing open reverse flick. This does have a little bit of blade bounce. But the thing is super quick, super fidgety. And it's made by Best Tech. It's magnet cut. .09 on the scale. You got 7.5 overall. A touch under 3 cutting edge with these the big finger choil. I guess the blade would technically be about 3.5, maybe a touch under that as far as the technicality of exact numbers. This thing's cool. It's different. I got a pretty stupid deal on it. See, I mean, you could sit there and roll it. I love doing the... Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Gotta love that. Ooh, we're bouncing now because I touched it. All right. I like this thing though. It's kind of cool and different. I wish I've hit this with a little bit of lube. I've checked out the button lock and how it interfaces with the blade. I don't know. I might try to make an adjustment on something. I just haven't done it yet. I wanted to make the video like it was without having to, you know, without touching it, without tweaking it first. But outside of that, this thing's super cool. And I don't have a problem with it when I'm not trying to repetitively open and close it. See, like right there when I just did that, some people are going to say, well, if you let it go at the right time, it'll work. It's almost like I'm going to purposely have to mess with it to get it to either bounce when I'm trying to, Alright, I'm getting off topic. So this thing is really thin blade. That's part of what I wanted to show. With it being Magna Cut and it being practically a straight edge, that thing is 2.3. So this thing is super duper slicey. It was a bad example because they have it rounded off. This will be a better example. See, it's a lot thicker. It's like 40% thicker. Now, to be fair to E.D.Z, I got this on what they called a scratch and dent or whatever, but it did have in parentheses, it was actually not scratch and dent. It was something with either the lockup, the button lock, or the detent, meaning that the detent or this blade bounce on this particular one I have in my hand was too much for them, so they did discount that. So I will put that out there. That's one of the reasons I'm probably going to play with a little bit. Outside of that, it launches out of there, and I've also learned that if I have it tilted a certain way, it's going to fall and actually be shut. But when I'm trying to manipulate it like a Protec Malibu, this thing has way more, bounce and way more times where it's not going to be closed. I've had plenty enough of button locks to know how to manipulate them. For the deal I got on it, with how fidgety and cool this is, it's still badass and I like it. And I don't regret it at all.